The tree diagram relates snowfall and school closing. Find each probability. Let H for heavy snowfall, L for light, O for school open, and C for school closed. They found that now most of, as you know, some in the other countries, if they have snow, you can or the school will open or the school is going to be closed. So here they make this survey here that they found that if we have a heavy snowfall, okay, the probability of it is 0.4. And if you have light snowfall, it is 0.6. Now let's come now to the heavy snowfall. If we have this heavy snowfall, 0.8 of the schools are closed and 0.2 are open. But if we have light snowfall, 0.3 of the schools are closed and 0.7 are open. Let's now do number 26. Number 26 here, what is the probability that the schools are closed? Now, to find the probability here of the school are closed, as you see, we have the probability here. We have two options of closed. One of them are closed given that it is heavy snowfall, and one of them are closed given that we have light snowfall. So to find the probability of the closed, here we have two choices, as we see. One of them closed given that it is heavy, and the other is closed given that it is light. Or not, sorry, unhappy plus and light. Okay, so here we have two options, closed and heavy, closed and light. Now let's find closed and heavy. What is the probability of they are closed and not given, sorry, and here you have and not given. Closed and heavy, closed and light. Now to find the probability of a closed and heavy, as I told you yesterday, this number here, it told me about the conditional probability. So it is the probability of a closed given heavy times the probability of heavy plus closed given light is the probability of closed given light plus the probability of light. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Yes.
So here, the probability of a closed, here we have two choices, closed and heavy, closed and light. And then, each number here, as I told you yesterday, present closed. This is each number, the conditional probability. So this is closed given height, given high, sorry. No, height, heavy. Closed given heavy and C given H and C given L. So C given H is 0.8 times the probability of H is 0.4 plus C given L is 0.3 times the probability of light is 0.6. Then 0.8 times 0.4 is 0.32 plus 0.3 times 0.6 is 0.18. When you add them, you get 0.5 or 50% of them are closed. Is it clear? Here there's no rule. Here you have to think that since we have two closed, so we cannot use this C only. You have to use this C and this C. But this one C here, it's not like H. If I told you what is the probability of H, you told me it is 0.4. And what is the probability of L? You told me it's 0.6. But for C, you cannot tell me 0.8. Because this is not C only, this is C given H. And there's another C also, which is C given L. So what we have to do, we have to add them. C given H and C given L. And then you have to continue. Is it clear?
Yeah. Yes.
Now, number 27. Probability of H and O. The probability of heavy and closed, this one here. Here, as we said, this number in the tree diagram tell me about the conditional probability. So this 0.2 is the probability of open given that heavy times probability of what?
Probability of heavy.
Of heavy, thank you. Now, what is the probability of open given that heavy?
0.2.
0.2 times of probability of heavy
0.4.
0.4. When you multiply them, you get 0.8 or 80%. Now, let's look at 28. In 28 here, we have the probability of heavy given that closed. If you look at here now, they give me the probability of closed, this 0.8, okay? This 0.8 here represent the probability of height and closed. But so here, what did I have? I want probability of heavy given that closed. So I will say it is the probability of heavy and closed over what?
Probability of
closed.
Probability of closed, exactly. Now, if heavy and closed, what is the probability of that they are heavy and closed?
0.8.
0.8.
0.8.
Teacher, we have to use the probability we got from question 26, right?
Yes, yes. Give me a minute, please. I'm sorry, at this point 8 here or this point 2, it shows me the probability of, oh, let's make it clear first because it needs a space. Here they ask me to find the probability of H given C. But this number here is the probability of C given H. But they ask me about probability of H given C. So here, if you have to find the probability of H given C, it is the probability of H and C over the probability of C. Is it right? If I want to find the probability of H given C, it is the probability of H and C over the probability of C. Okay, probability of C, I can find it. We said before it is 0.5. From where I can bring probability of H and C? I need to find the probability of H and C. I need it. From where? I have to use the probability of C given H times the probability of H. I will repeat. I need to find the probability of H given C. Here, the number, which is 0.8, this is C given H. And as I told you, C given H is different than H given C. So the probability of H given C is the probability of H and C over the probability of C. That's okay. Probability of C, I know it, but I don't know H and C. To find H and C, I will use the given information that I have, which I have the probability of C given H and probability of H. If I multiply them, I can find the probability of H and C. So, C given H, it is 0.8 times. What is the probability of H? It is 0.4.
0.4.
Then, so this 0.8 times 0.4, which is 0.32, is the probability of H and C.
Teacher,
So now,
isn't this only the probability of C, and then we need to multiply it by the probability of H?
here you mean?
Yeah,
Yes.
isn't this going to give us the probability of C only?
No, this is the probability of H and C. 0.32 is the probability of H and C. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I think I get it now.
So probability of H and C is 0.32 over the probability of C that we found it in number 26, 0.5. When you divide them, you get 0.32 over 0.5, which is 0.64 or 64%. Is it clear now?
Yes.
Let's
Yes.
okay. Let's now solve, I think, number 29, L given O, and L given C, and H given O. 29 and 30 and 31 have the same idea. Let's solve number 29. Where's the eraser here? Probability of L given O. Now here, L given O. This number 0.7, this is the probability of O given L. I want L given O. So what I have to do, I know that from the formula of the conditional probability that the probability of L given O is the probability of L and O over the probability of O. Okay? I need now to find probability of L and O, and I need to find the probability of O. I need to find both of them. Let's find first probability of L and O. As I told you, it is the probability of O given L times the probability of L, using the formula of the conditional probability. O given L times probability of L. Now, O given L, it is 0.7. And probability of L is what?
0.6.
0.6. So we say it is 0.42. So the probability of L and O is 0.42. Now I need the probability of O. To find the probability of O, now how many O's we have here?
2.
2. As I did in C, I have to do here in O. In O here, we have the probability of O and open and heavy plus the probability of O and light. Oh, light? Ah, yes, light. Now, the probability of O and H. O and H. How can we find it? Is the probability of what? O of H, sorry, given O times the probability of, yalla grade 10. Probability of what?
O.
Of O plus the probability of, I want now to find O and L. So I will say probability of light given O times the probability of O. Exactly. Now what is the probability that heavy given O, or H given O?
Teacher, is it O given
O
H
given
or
H.
H given
Yeah.
H? Yeah, I was
We need
thinking
to find that, don't we?
O given H, and down here it is O given M. Okay, so O given H is 0.2 times the probability of H. What is the probability of H? It is 0.4 plus O given L
0.7.
times probability of L
0.6.
0.6. Then 0.42 plus 0.08 is 0.50. So here also the probability of C is 0.50. Then 0.42 over 0.50 is 0.84 or 84%. This is for number 29. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now I want you now to try to solve number 30 and 31, and the final answer for 30 is 0.36, for 31 is 0.60. Try it and check your answers. Okay, because I have only less than 1 minute. And actually, I prepared some questions for the mid-chapter quiz, like a game, but there's no time as you have only less than 1 minute.